Did I
blanket
hit
session.
the... Yeah, I started recording, so if
You
you
did?
wanted to start a timer and just start it, I'll go off of...
My timer.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's only got to be, like, in
Ballpark.
in the ballpark.
Thing. Timer.
Oh,
Stopwatch.
man.
Do the stopwatch?
Yeah, sure. Do the stopwatch. That'll work. Yeah,
Okay, that'll...
you're fine. That'll work. I'm wearing my hockey jersey today.
I just now
hockey
noticed that.
season.
Yeah.
Today is the start of hockey season with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So yeah, sitting here sporting the jersey for the day.
Good for you.
You know what else is really awesome is that I tested this multiple times. You saw me, and I haven't freaked out because everything worked. So hopefully we can introduce the show with our wonderful audio and video guys. Welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre today with Kyle and Christine.
Hi.
It's the show where we talk about everything in geek and pop culture, entertainment news, sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Be sure to check them out, growgeneration.com. Whoo, man, we did it. Look, so hopefully it all works out, guys. Yeah, I'm super excited. Hockey season's something that kind of just didn't feel right the last couple of years, you know. And now that it's kind of back, I'm super stoked to hopefully get into like a full season, if you will,
Yeah.
you know.
Pandemic stuff.
Right.
And the other day we watched some football, and it was just like, because we haven't watched it in forever.
In a while, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this, I don't care.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
hit.
it's fine if you like it. It's just, it doesn't do anything for me anymore.
Yeah.
And my brother was a football player, and we were heavy
Football family.
fans. Yeah, exactly. A lot of college football, and now it's just like, I'm so out of touch on it. It's just like this. I'm not invested. That's pretty much it.
The one thing I am kind of getting into, and if you guys have any gambling issues, please do take care of that. There's help out there, but I did kind of get into sports gambling a little bit last hockey season. Did pretty decent, and it's something else that I want to that I'm looking forward to getting back into as well. I don't have the money to make a lot little $5 and $10 bets here and there, parlays that I think are smart, but yeah.
When we were in Arizona, we always had this rule where it was just like, whatever money you come in with that you've budgeted for, if you lose it, you're done.
Yeah, that's it. You're done.
And the thing is, it's like, I never really went with you. It was never really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like some of the stories that you tell me about people who are just so stressed out, and it's like, just stop.
Yeah, like
it kind of reminds me of the janitor when he keeps doing the double or nothing
the
with
double or nothing.
the little cotton balls
to get it in the jar by the tongue depressor.
Yeah.
I mean, look. There's plenty of people that have made a living off of sports betting, and good for them. And when you are doing it like that, it's easy to see. Everyone expects the person that's been out of shape to be having issues or something, but not necessarily. It could be legitimately their job, and they're hoping that this year, or that this particular bet is the new pool or the new vacation home, or hell, even something just normal, like it's the Bills, because seasons didn't play the way they were supposed to the last couple seasons. And so yeah, but I am looking forward to that. Other things that I'm looking forward to that are not even remotely related to sports gambling, are kind of related to our wheelhouse in the Marvel cinematic universe, and that deals with Jon Bernthal as Punisher, a character that a lot of people really loved. Christine and I both loved this series.
Yes.
And the character's use in Daredevil as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dude has Jon Bernthal has an animalistic quality that I just I can't even imagine it. You know, it's where do you get? I have that rage, and I know where it comes from. Like, I don't know where he can dig down and get it. And I know not a lot of actors, but several actors that have admittedly come from, you know, well home, you know, I don't want to say good because that, but you know what I'm saying, like a upper middle class, maybe even upper class, no,
didn't have any
trauma, no,
yeah,
like that type of good home, air quotes, and they can still act and reach places through a research, through the craft of acting.
And Bernthal, he said he did a lot of research on Frank Castle, and he did a really good job researching.
Yes.
He did such an amazing job. I was very impressed.
Yeah, you wrote this article on something he had said about. Well, why don't you go ahead and read the quote? Can you read it from here?
That's Charlie Cox's quote.
Whoops. Okay, well, go ahead and set that up. Yeah,
it was about all of that. Yeah,
this is all about the idea of him coming back, which there's
him
rumors.
And Charlie Cox.
Yeah, there's rumors about Daredevil potentially being in Spider-Man No Way Home, and of course there's rumors about Kingpin Vincent D. Onofrio. I don't know how to say it correctly, guys.
I don't
I'm sorry.
either. Yeah.
But the Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
His Kingpin is rumored, and again, guys, these are just rumors to be in the Hawkeye series, which is borrowing heavily from a Kingpin heavy story by, was it Fraction or Zdarsky? I don't know. Those two work together on one of my favorite past books, Sex Criminals. It's not as bad as it sounds, guys. It's people that can freeze time after orgasm and then they commit crimes. They're not committing sexual crimes.
Yeah.
But
make that perfectly clear.
That's Fraction and Zdarsky for you. It's a very clever, funny book. But anyways, tell us about this.
Yeah. So Charlie Cox had said in an interview with Forbes a few weeks ago about how that only Bernthal, in his opinion, could play Frank Castle, and you know, I agree. Like I can't see anyone else, you know, cast as him, and so he and so many fans are on the same page. And during another Forbes interview with Jon Bernthal, the interviewer had told him that, and you know, he's just saying how humbled he was and how much he loved the character and understood, you know, what communities were, you know, really like the character had spoke to them, and you know, just giving this character the respect and, you know, the time and effort to play him that, you know, the character deserved. And he would love to come back if they're able to keep things dark and gritty the way, you know, the Punisher is.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him back, and he would love to come back. So fingers crossed, I guess.
I think it's really important. He goes in the interview, Jon Bernthal says, I don't really want to prescribe anything to those kinds of decisions, talking about, you know, coming back or not. He goes, if they do it, are we going to be able to get it right? Is it going to be dark enough? Is it going to be gritty enough? Are we going to give the fans and the folks that the character means so much to, are we going to give them what they deserve? And if the answer is yes, man, oh man, I would love to do that. And quote for Jon Bernthal. Yeah, it's a really important thing that he brings up there. This is one of those characters where, much like Deadpool, where you're like, okay, sure, we don't necessarily need gratuitous sex or nudity, but the violence is an absolute must, and the language is an absolute must. The subject matter is an absolute must. That's the worst part about that first Tom Jane Punisher. Tom does a fine job at acting in it, but there's no punishment. He doesn't do any. He mind fucks some people, but I mean, guys, you know, the way he deals with the Russian guy using tricks and things to manipulate to get that's not the Punisher. You can't PG-13 Frank Castle.
Exactly. He needs to be able to, and the actor of whoever's playing needs to be able to lose their shit and, you know, go to dark places in order to do that. And because some of the things in the Punisher, the show and the second season of Daredevil, where, you know, you just look at it and like, how is he still standing? He is very injured, but, you know, he's still going. He still has that drive, and you just look on the look on his face. You're like, damn,
I know,
you know, got that right. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to have him in the MCU, but it would be really nice.
Yeah, the only drawback I see is that as of right now, Disney is not making and we know that they say allegedly that Deadpool won't be, you know, fucked with, but we don't have any more Marvel Hulu shows or Marvel Netflix shows. Everything's Disney Plus, and there's no way they put a R-rated, mature-rated Frank Castle on Disney Plus. That's just not happening.
True.
So what are you gonna do? Where do you use him at? That becomes the question. That becomes kind of the danger for me is the idea of them PG-13 Castle, and the only way that really works is if kind of do him like the Winter Soldier, where you allow him to kill mostly stealthily, sniper. I don't know what it is with the MPAA, but for some reason a quick stab to the lung, where you don't see blood and stuff, even though you know the person's dead, or snap neck is okay, or a long distance shot, but going in and doing like Castle did in the ambush scene at him and Micro's hideout.
Yeah,
that type of violence, the, you know, thumbs through the eyes of you know who, the shit at the carousel, that on the other hand you can't show. So you can bring Punisher in as a side character in a thing where you use him Winter Soldier-esque. You're not going to be able to get heavy language. You're not even going to be able to get all that heavy into the bad things that people do that brings the wrath of Frank Castle. Like, we could get into that with the show, but I mean, guys, he goes after like the worst of the worst of humanity. He's not concerned with Skrulls, and I know he does super hero cape shit too, but the dude is out there to punish the dregs of society,
and in very harsh ways. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be easy. You're going to suffer if you're on his shit list. So yeah.
And I agree with the line, you know, it's not justice, it's punishment, dude. And it's not even a deterrent. It's legitimately, you fucked up. This is your punishment. It's just like when we punish our kids, whether they're young and you're smacking them on the hand because of, you know, reaching for something they're not supposed to, or you're grounding them for life at the age of 15 because they, you know, snuck out the house late last night. Whatever the case is, we tell ourselves that these things are deterrents. They're not really. You're not doing something because you're afraid of getting in trouble. You are simply trying to get the same goal in a smarter way.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you're not necessarily deterring a particular desire or behavior. You're only deterring the method. Right? We teach kids basically that if you want candy, do something nice and we'll give you candy. You don't have to go and steal it, sneak it, right? Did the punishment actually deter that behavior, or did we punish that behavior and then show them a better way to get the candy? And some people will sit there and go, well, why don't you just do the second part? Well, because if you don't show them that the first part, that doing it this way doesn't result in something bad, then they're not going to be incentivized with the other one, because the other one takes more work. Mm-hmm. And again, that's not really a deterrent, because if you don't do the punish, or if you do the punishment but never show them the better way, mm-hmm. then they never learn to do it the better way. They keep looking for an easier way around, and things like that. Sit down exactly.
And talk
That's
with
what
your
humans
kids.
are.
Because I had a very strict household, and for me it was just kind of like I did get punished for things, but I don't remember my parents doing the way I parent my kid, where it's like you sit down and like, okay, let's talk about this. It was just, this is bad, I gotta go to work. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing, I mean, so.
Regardless, like I said, it's going to be hard to do it without him just being in like a team up show where they use him like a Winter Soldier. He's a dark, gritty character. Yeah, he's shooting people, punching people, but he's only going to be able to. He's going to have a minimal body count, and he's going to have a limited way to rack up that body count, and that's my only issue. I don't know if I would
less punishment.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna use him, I don't want to see a full project. Put him in a team up thing. Moon Knight, even season 2 of Moon Knight would be good. You could even have a where Moon Knight is like, nah, Frank, you're taking it too far again. Like you've done in the other shows. But you allow it to be used in a more PG-13 way, and he's only in like two episodes to make sure that we're not giving too much without giving enough. Does that make sense? So yeah, I don't know. You got anything else to say on Bernthal?
No.
Okay, cool.
Missed your show.
Yeah, definitely.
It's my favorite.
You want to talk about something else really ridiculous for a second before we take our ad break? Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker was divisive, to say the least. As divisive in different ways as The Last Jedi, in my opinion. You have people that swear to God that it does so much good because it retcons The Last Jedi. However, in my opinion, it wastes too much time retconning the Last Jedi while trying to play off of the shit they set up in Force Awakens, which none of this was planned, guys. I hate to tell you this, but Abrams, Ridley, even Driver, even all but KK with the direct words, there was no plan. Everyone's basically said there was no plan. So this idea that there was a great plan to have the Emperor return is bullshit. That being said, the worst thing is that by wasting so much time the way they did in The Rise of Skywalker, instead of leaning into what they did in the last, and I don't like the Last Jedi in its entirety at all, guys. There's a lot of things I find wrong with it. Skip
chapters, fast forward, something
but
like
that.
But if you had... just watch the good parts.
Yeah, if you had leaned into that, the whole let the past die, she's a nobody, if you didn't worry about bringing Palps back, and Ben is just the bad guy. Yeah, sorry, you Reylo fans. He should have been the bad guy, or they should have done this switcheroo. Had him come back light, have her go dark. That would have been great. But regardless, they have to keep going in because they wasted all that time and give us more information on how and why things happened in the Rise of Skywalker. So there's this Force Dyad thing, right? and it's two beings existing as one, and it's briefly touched on, and there's some loose themes that you could draw some parallels to, like the rule of two is one that they have retcon to be directly linked to this. So there's some tendrils through the EU for something like it, which is why they use it in the Rise of Skywalker. But here's the worst part about it, is that they basically go in and they make it out to be a prophecy, orders ancient prophecies, fabled manifestations, strong in the Force, unbreakable, strong as life itself, transcend physical beings, power they could unlock together with no limits. They're basically they're retconning so much to make it fit into the lore. Sorry about that. Make it fit into the lore. They're like, oh well, we didn't think about a prophecy, even though there was no prophecy in the OT. All of a sudden, there was this prequel trilogy prophecy. So why don't we make one for Rey and Ben? Well, why?
I don't know.
Doesn't that kind of dilute the OT?
The problem that I see with a lot of what Star Wars is doing, it's kind of like when you've got, like, you're trying to create one of those pictures where it's like pouring paint, swirls a little bit. If you mix it too much, you make it look muddy, and it's no longer good. You know, it's like don't fiddle with it too much, because otherwise it's just like, what's going on? And you know, so I don't know why they're doing this, but you know, I don't know. I try not to think too much about it, because it's like they're gonna do their thing.
Well, I mean, do you think that all of this would have been, you know, easier done if they had just planned it out from the get-go? Like, couldn't you have done something cohesive?
Yeah, again, I think the other day we were talking about the final season of Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Have a plan.
Have a plan.
Would be nice.
Yeah. My biggest thing is the people that, and I know it's all subjective, but even subjectively, there comes a point where it's just really hard to believe someone isn't just telling themselves that something is good, or that they like something, that they're. I mean, we've all done it. I did it with episode one. I was 14 years old, and I was like, something's not right, but it's Star Wars. I have to like this. It's gotta be. That lightsaber battle was amazing. The pod race was kind of cool. The acting sucks. The fucking dialogue sucks. The graphics don't hold up definitely to today. And while they looked good then, it ruins it today because of the tacking on all those additional issues. But even I had to eventually admit it was trash. It was garbage. So sorry if you like it. Maybe if you were 10 and you saw it. Maybe if you were 10 and you watched the episodes 8, and then 2 years later, at 10, 11 years old, you're watching episode 9. Maybe that's. But it's not just them. It's people my age and a little bit younger that are like, yeah, man, the prequels they're gold. They're awesome. I'm like, what? No. And then people that are, you know, in their mid to late 20s, their sequel trilogy love is like just out there, and the younger is even more. But God, guys, it's just like
it's nostalgia, a big part of it. I know,
the young ones, there's no.
Well, the previous ones, yes, because I mean, we can pick apart all 1 through 6 from the past, and you know, say, you know, this was not a good idea. This doesn't work. But yeah, like with this, I mean, there's still that, you know, it is a big name, so maybe that's part of it.
I don't know.
Nostalgia for the first one, the Force Awakens. Like maybe it's that, where it's like, I mean, I loved the first one. I kind of liked the second one. The third one was, it was good. Like were you doing that to yourself, or because everyone does it. There's things where it's like, I like it. I know it's like, some people are self-aware and they're like, yeah, I know it's crap, but I like it. Like for example, it's something, I don't think you like it, but something my mom and I watched when I was younger was the movie Drop Dead Gorgeous. I know it's very different than this, but watching it again, you're just kind of like, yeah, it's nostalgia. There's some odd, strange parts, but it's something that I love.
Wow, our doorbell went off, and our dog is barking.
But yeah, like maybe, because if I've ever mentioned that movie to
Just
someone,
delivery. Dog,
okay,
it's fine.
Shush.
Rough.
Yeah, I've mentioned the movie and they're like, I don't know what that is, or like, yeah, I didn't really like it, and it's like, okay, well, I thought it was like, like the good kind of bad, or it's like, yeah, there's
like
some
high spirits. That's a great trash movie.
Yeah, like, it's just sometimes you want something like that. With Star Wars, maybe not so much,
because
but
it's
some
actually
people,
good at one point,
Yeah, but
Not that
some
SC's all
people maybe it is something that they do where it's like, yeah, no, I like it like this. Like, okay,
I just don't get it though, because they'll be able to, not all of them, but they'll be able to give points on a good movie in the next breath, and you're like, so you do understand writing, character to develop, pacing, and all of that. Then why the hell because I'll give you an example. So anyone that is, and this is also a thing I hate, and I don't mean this to come off in a gatekeeper way, because I really love that how popular all the things that people my age got bullied for are today, that most people aren't getting bullied for being into these things. But that being said, social media has allowed so many casuals that don't ever read a single article, that don't ever peruse past a headline, and they claim to be a we'll use Star Wars fan, and then they'll say things like this. I'm going to read a tweet. I'm not going to bring this person's thing up for privacy and whatnot, but I'm going to read this because it's shocking to me. This person said the return of Palpatine was so terrifying it made small children wet the bed in fear. Okay? No, Lucas didn't wet the bed in fear, and that was 2019. So he was what, 6? Yeah, he was 6. This guy is not young.
No.
Okay, he's at least 40, right? 40-ish. Maybe a little younger if they're ill or had a rough life. They're definitely not young. Okay, so abilities that many consider to be unnatural. He's quoting, prequel, breathed new life into the master manipulator. After Snoke's death, his return was imminent and made the rise of Skywalker an epic ending. Somebody replied they did a great job with him, and it would have been weird if he wasn't the main villain, because he's been the main villain of the whole saga. And then this guy, the original poster, later says, I understand his return was planned before The Last Jedi was written. However, I agree it could have been executed better. It all turned out well in the end. No, it wasn't planned, guy. It legitimately 100%, 1000% wasn't planned. Like, the people involved with it said it, and here and again, there he is talking about how terrifying and how great and how epic. What was epic? It comes out of left field.
Yeah, and
the dead have risen. Emperor Pal. Oh,
and he looks so weak and frail, and like his fingers and stuff.
Looked better than Episode 3's weird neck latex issue, and But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like, how are you got two, young, people who are able to use the Force, and you've got this old and crusty. It looks like he's literally falling apart, and yet he's still powerful with the Force. It's like, you look like you're on your last leg. I'm not terrified. I'm just like, how are you still breathing? Like, I don't.
And then all he does is cackle and shoot lightning again.
Yeah.
Which is all he did in Return of the Jedi, which was great because he's this mysterious character that we hear about in the first film, see in the second film, and then finally meet and deal with in the third film.
They've developed the story, yeah.
That's what upsets me. People like that he's entitled to his opinion. He's able to love it. I just don't get it, because I guarantee you there's something else out there that's not Star Wars, right? That has a similar thing that comes out of left field, comes out of nowhere, doesn't make sense, and he hates it. For every reason I hate this. But because it's Star Wars, no, guys, nothing gets a pass.
Yeah,
nothing just gets a pass. Don't make excuses for it. That's not to say that you can't say that. Hey, the lightsaber duel in the Phantom Menace is amazing. It's the best one of the entire Skywalker saga. Nothing beats Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Maul. Nothing. The whole rest of the movie is complete trash, and I never, ever, 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 ever want to watch it again.
That was loud.
Without money being involved, going from someone to me. Almost kind of like how money goes from our sponsors to our bank accounts to give you guys this wonderful full ad. So yeah, take it away, Grow Generation.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
All right, thank you guys so much. Please help us keep the lights on, and visit growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow. So yeah, I kind of still stuck on that whole Star Wars thing, because it's almost like we can't move forward. Everything keeps coming back. There's I believe that this Force Dyad thing and this book, Star Wars Secrets of the Sith, that these passages that we talked about earlier came from. I've got a feeling they're setting up for a Knights of the Old Republic either series or movie or something, because they mention the dark side, rule of two. Those things are connected to guys like Bane, Raven, whatever, Revan. And people are, you're the worst Star Wars fan ever. Yeah, sure, I'm the worst Star Wars fan ever, guys. It's I have a feeling that they're going to be bringing some of that stuff up. So this retcon is like a double edge or a two birds one stone type thing, where they're able to retcon something and get us all interested and get us to publish a story and talk about it on the podcast, so people will understand it, because the average person's not going to go out and read this book, and Star Wars fans like me that have been burned by Disney and unsatisfied with their books aren't going to go out and read this. So they do this, we talk about it, and now we're ready to accept this next time. Kind of like Rey's force healing ability. We saw it where first? The Mandalorian. The Rise of Skywalker is going to come out. We see Grogu heal Grief Karga. I'm not against it. Force healing existed in the EU. That's my thing right there, guys. Like, I'm not a big fan of Mr. Hidalgo, but like the EU is like, that's my Star Wars, because that's what I had for 20 years basically. Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Yeah,
do,
you were talking, so I was trying to just help you out.
Thanks. But doing it that way, that's what I think this is mostly for, and I hate the fact that it's like some of this stuff could have made sense and been done if you guys had fucking planned it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it just kind of had that, just felt weird. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, we've talked about it. We've talked about it for a while now. We've talked about it before, so I'll just say that it just felt weird.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't really know what else to chit chat about today. Why don't we take a look at the website and lrmonline.com, guys. Of course, genreverse.com. You guys can go start using that as well. Jason Isaacs returned to Star Wars. I know you're not the biggest Star Wars Rebels fan, and neither am I. But this gentleman, Jason Isaacs, Lucius Malfoy. He played Malfoy.
Yeah, it's far away, so I'm like,
sorry.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
He voiced a Inquisitor, I think it was. Was it Inquisitor? He voiced some bad guy, some villain in Rebels, and Inquisitor, and he's playing coy about NDAs, and people are now wondering if that means he's gonna be in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't care for the animated Star Wars stuff because the first one, the Clone Wars, is directly tied to the prequels. I didn't care for the prequels. I didn't have a young kid to get into the Clone Wars when it came out, so I never got into it. Mm-hmm. So I'm fine with whatever they're doing with the whole Mandalorian and the Disney Plus series. Have you been disappointed by either season of Mandalorian?
Mm-mm. I've enjoyed it.
Do you think they'll hold up if we went back and watched it? Do you think it holds up?
I think it would.
I'm curious.
We can test it.
We should test that one day. See if it does or not. The only reason I'm curious on whether or not it will. And Manny had asked me that once. He's like, will it hold up? Does it hold up, or is it just is it kind of like when Days of Future Past hit? Like, oh my God, we haven't seen an X-Men movie this good since X2, even though neither X2 nor Days of Future Past are really that good. It was just compared to what else we're getting, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's one of those types of things.
I'm trying to remember, like, with that, when did we see that, or did I just like completely ignore it?
Oh, we watched it together.
Okay, see
here, I think actually.
Yeah, probably. I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to picture it in my head. I'm like, how did I feel about it? I don't even know.
Now, here's a weird one. Our friend Matt White, that's not
Yeah,
Matt.
I know. That's what I was like, wait a minute, what?
So the Will Poulter did most famous in this image taken straight from that Bandersnatch video game / interactive movie from Netflix, has been cast to be Adam Warlock, and I'm not seeing this right here. That's not to say that it can't be.
They can't
Obviously,
make it.
they did him up to accentuate this look.
Actors go through so many different. They'll do so much to their own bodies to get really buff, or
but
like
there
Christian
are
Bale where he's
certain
like
limits.
Yeah, where it's So like we'll see.
But like look at Gal Gadot's a perfect example. Not talking about bust size or anything, just talking muscle mass as seen in comics versus Gal's Wonder Woman on screen. Lots of people said that she couldn't put on the mask for it. She looks great, she's fine, whatever, but she didn't put on the mask for it. She's very, very athletic, very, very skilled, very, very strong, probably kicked my ass.
Yeah.
But she did not put on she doesn't have the ability to put on that mask in a natural, healthy way.
Some people don't.
I've never seen someone with that, and I in the military with all of the freaking SF guys around in Campbell and there in Savannah, all the infantry cats, the people I know of, and engineers that were cycling steroids. certain people, no matter even with augmentation, cannot put on more muscle mass than a certain limit.
I don't know anything.
Like I said, in a healthy way.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I don't.
So
it's just like maybe, but maybe they didn't want her to. I don't know.
Really, not
okay.
Not really. Now she could have gotten bigger than she did, but could she have ever looked like you saw in the no. And then people will be like, well, no one okay, guys, no one. Hulk Hogan sure as hell looks like a bunch of Marvel superheroes from the 80s when he was in his heyday.
Yeah, even like with people that I know, like I've never actually met her, but one of my brother's friend's sister, she was a bodybuilder. She would,
and she was
sometimes.
And she was already one that had a bigger frame and a bigger amount of material to start with.
And, and
that's all I'm getting at. Yeah. So,
okay then.
Regardless, he can definitely bulk up. Some can definitely, using makeup and effects, you can change the way, because here you see very, very long, slender neck, and they're accentuating certain geeky features to fit that character. If you've never seen Bandersnatch, you'll understand what I'm getting at. So you can absolutely change a lot of those things. The way a person's face is framed by their hair and all. Don't get too concerned on looks. The cool thing is that when Deadline ran this thing, Gunn had to come out because he doesn't like false rumors out there and kind of go, well, welcome to the teams. So there it is. Will Poulter, a character teased in Guardians Volume 2, technically teased in the first Guardians, even though they change the cocoon to not necessarily be his. I wonder if they'll address that or not in the movie. Regardless, fucking Adam Warlock, somebody that was integral to the Infinity Saga in the comics that never showed up, is coming here. What do you think, Christine?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess.
Or when it comes to Guardians 3, I mean, like, what's on your mind with that? Where are you wanting to kind of see it go?
I like to be pleasantly surprised, so I'm trying not to dig and try to like, ooh, maybe they could do this.
With me.
I know.
I'm trying to give you things to talk about. Go ahead, babe.
I don't know. I mean,
well, let me phrase it this way. Then there's a couple of theories of characters that will kind of get the main thread right. Because you kind of saw the whole Peter's past, and then Gamora and Nebula's sisterhood in Volume 2. Well, Volume 1, it's all them coming together. So one of the things people think we're gonna follow, of course, is Rocket and Groot. There's theories we're gonna see a love interest of Rockets, and Gunn is infamous for ripping out hearts and killing people off, so people are wondering who's gonna die. We could also see Drax, who now Thanos is gone, Ronan's gone. Well, what is Drax going to do? What's his thing? Who's kind of who do you want to see get the focus? Let me phrase it to you that way.
Ooh, yeah, that's. I don't know. Like, I don't think. Not Rocket. I mean, I do love the character, but yeah, maybe Drax would be the best focus. But yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, Rocket and Groot. I mean, we had a big, bond with them in the first one, and I'm not quite sure on where Groot's gonna be, because before he was just that, that stereotypical annoying teenager. I'm not calling you teenagers all annoying. So it's like, I don't quite know. It's not the same. So I'm not expecting, too much with them. But yeah, I think maybe Drax could, hang up his invisible cape.
Damn it.
So yeah, like maybe put some focus on him. I like that idea.
You could kind of see where like him finding a new love, going off,
or just finding a new home where it's like, you know, maybe no one can replace his. I'm trying to remember
the wife and kid.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the wife's name because he named him,
yeah.
and I'm like, it's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, like where it's like, you know, like how I feel about you. It's like I don't want to get married again. I'll die a single old lady, just have a bunch of cats, and you know, maybe that's something that he'll do where it's just like, okay, this feels right where I need to be, and I'm out. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we will. With that, we'll wrap it up for the day, guys. Thank you for joining the Daily Cup of Genre again. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Give us a thumbs up or down. Let us know what you think of the topics and the comments below. As well, if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, please hit the follow button and check out. Give us some ratings, guys. We would love ratings on Apple Podcasts, on the iTunes, whatever it's called, because a lot of other industry contacts and things look for specific stats and quotas and things like that. So yeah, if you listen to us, we would greatly appreciate you taking a minute and giving us some feedback and ratings on whatever app you're using. And I mentioned Apple only because I've read that one a few times. That being said, the website's lrmonline.com, genreverse.com. Lots of great celebrity interviews there and on the YouTube channel. And guys, social media information down below. Christine, got any last words? It's Halloween.
Hilarious.
Final
not
thoughts?
too much. Just, I guess, enjoying the Halloween season, and I'm hoping, to get to watch some of the stuff that I've covered. I did get to finish Midnight Mass, and I loved it. So, there's some other, spooky things to watch that I'm looking forward to. And, some of them I'm going to have to watch alone because it's like with this guy.
I don't like horror series. It's too long. I don't want to. I'll watch brutal things that would put most of you guys like, nope. I'll watch that for 2 hours, hour and a half. All day. Sit through 6 hours of a no. Sorry, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah,
comedy
that's fine.
does. Comedy does.
I can watch it by myself.
Yeah, comedy horror like what we do in the shadows type stuff where it's not scary but there's horror themes to it. Or Buffy, like I could deal with that because it's action and comedy. But anyways, guys, and thank you so much for watching today. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.